I'm Jonny Bevan. I am Emerging Talent Manager at Dixons Carphone. I got into retail, actually I started off in Woolworths when I was 16, and that got me all the way through college and university. And I really loved it. I really loved the vibe. Working Christmas out at Woolworths, it was really friendly. You met lots of people and we're all in the same place. And then when I actually got into a career, it was at EE, T-Mobile at the time, and we had a big retail kind of arm, I suppose. We had a number of stores. So I've always really been in retail. I've never really been in anything else. Yeah, so my current role is Emerging Talent Manager. So that doesn't really make a lot of sense to a lot of people, but what it does is it looks at as a business our strategic ambition when it comes to early careers. So essentially I look after graduates, apprentices, but what that means in reality is as a business strategically we need to constantly be sourcing talent and be bringing talent through from early careers all the way through to kind of senior leaders. So I'm at the kind of coal face of talent, looking to build up our pipeline of the future leaders or future specialists. This role kind of chose me. It's a fairly new role in the business, in that the apprenticeship levy was a new way of funding apprenticeships, so businesses started to take it a lot more seriously. I'd set up an apprenticeship as part of my kind of career in recruitment, and that was successful. I set up another one, and I kind of fell into it, if you will, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed what I got out of it and what it did as part of for the business. But there's no such thing as a typical day. You know, I look after such a lot. Our remit is so big and it's growing, and the role is evolving and changing. And you know, we went from when I started here, a handful of apprentices in one small part of the business to over 600 apprentices, 4 years worth of graduate cohorts. So the days is constantly different. I work with the graduates individually and on their development. I look at the strategic ambition of the business. I work with learning providers on developing our apprenticeship program that we currently have, or programs that we currently have, as well as new programs. I work with the business to identify where is an opportunity to bring in more apprenticeships. So what is the talent need or the capability need that we might have, and can we kind of remedy that with an apprenticeship? Then I'll work on the recruitment of these guys as well. So there's a whole host of different things that I'll do. So not every day is the same, not every week's the same. And because of that, it's a pretty good role. What I enjoy the most about my day is probably what I enjoy the most about my role, and it's because I can see the development of people quite quickly. What differentiates my role from a lot of other people is I can see it. I can see it every day. I can see a young guy that we hired in our retail management program at 17 years old, doing a degree that we couldn't even send to university for his first session because he was too young. His level of maturity a year ago compared to now, where he's starting to look after his first team at 18 years old, it's unbelievable. And just seeing that is pretty much the best part of my day. As part of my role, I do have to work with kind of restrictions outside of the control of this business when it comes to things like apprenticeships and stuff like that. So some of the restrictions that are in place I would like to change. There are a number of skills and attributes that are required for this role. Flexibility is one. You know, because I mentioned earlier on that the role is so different, you're doing lots of different things. Being flexible to your environment, being flexible to who you're working with. A genuine passion for people. I don't think you can do that without this, because your job is all about people, and you know, having that empathy at the start of someone's career, and being their kind of sponsor for the early part of their career and beyond. Being creative, you have to be fairly creative a lot of the time. You have to be creative about when you find the time, where you find the resource, where you find the money to do certain things. So being creative is probably important. And building relationships with the business. You know, this is a role that isn't looking at one part of the business or another. This is the whole part of the business. You have to understand each element of business, what it wants, what it requires, what the capability gaps are, and things like that, to be able to support it fully. I would say that this is possibly one of the most rewarding jobs that you can find in any business. So if you're looking for a job that's rewarding, where you get to work with people, lots of different people across the whole of the business, then definitely get into this. What I've learned is that although you should always have some form of plan, but be flexible with that, because your career might not necessarily go the way that you had planned or intended. And always look at an opportunity and take it, because like I said earlier in a previous answer, I kind of fell into this, but it was serendipity. My boss keeps asking me what the next 5 years look like for me, and I'm really happy doing what I'm doing. I have degrees of ambition, but that's probably more in terms of growing what we've got as a business. I think there's lots of opportunity for me. I could go one way or another because of the breadth of what my role does. We can talk recruitment, we can talk talent, we can talk leadership development, all kinds of different things like that. But I really love this work, and for me, it's not necessarily a personal ambition over the next 5 years, but it's to set Dixons Carphone up to be an employer of choice, the employer of choice in retail when it comes to early careers.